Ayo! You are all right, Chop Chop.
Next, you attempt to take control of it. Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them. Spike. I advise falling back. That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Spike. I advise falling back. Smaller sentients rush to the Eidolon's aid, healing it. Stop them. Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now. spike. I advise falling back. Device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures. Energy spike. I advise falling back. 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 Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now. spike. I advise falling back. Device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon loops. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now.
Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Warframe. So you just saw a solo triple cap, an Eidolon Cull, and I'm just testing around, I'm messing around, I am practicing. So yeah, there were a couple of fails in there, stuff I need to iron out, stuff I need to do better, especially handling the lures, making sure I always have one charged lure on the ready. Just stuff like that will come with more experience. Yeah, so I hunted mainly in public squads before, sometimes with my friends, but we never really did some triple caps. So yeah, what I'm bringing you today is a zero Forma Trinity build, and as you saw there, it did carry me through the fight. It made sure the lures were kept alive, I was kept alive, and yeah, let's jump right into the builds. So, for Trinity, a physique because it fits the aura slot, right? After that, narrow-minded primed continuity. For duration, transient fortitude for strength, we need 55% to have 75% damage reduction, as well as 100% restoration. 22 seconds, that is enough to get through the phase where the terrorist and the other guys go down and pulsate out the damage, right? So that's why we are using Blessing Trinity. You can dump range as much as you want in this build because Blessing goes out in affinity range and not on the range on your build. So that is why we are dumping that to 34%. Narrow-minded, as you can see, minus 66%, right? So yeah, we want to have a little bit of energy to store up. So flow is an obvious choice. Streamline to make casting a little bit more efficient because we are using our 4, right? So yeah, we've had the Forma. I was not able to get fleeting in here. If you don't like Hunter Adrenaline, I quite like it. It restores energy when your health gets damaged, right? So the harder the enemy hits, the more often you recharge your energy, the more often you will be able to cast your 4 to stay alive. So that's why I do like it that much, but you could swap this out probably for fleeting expertise. Keep in mind that you lose the duration, so it's only 17.6 seconds, which is why I chose to go for Hunter Adrenaline, right? So yeah, that is the build. Arcane Nullifier, definitely very, very useful to be immune to the magnetic status effects, right? We don't want the magnetic procs to happen. I use Arcane Momentum here because our sniper is always critting, so we have a 60% chance on every shot for 150% reload speed, which is absolutely very useful on the Rubico Prime, which is the sniper of choice. No Riven needed for what you saw. All I'm doing is getting Serration and Split Chamber for damage at multi-shot, Vigilante Armaments for more multi-shot, Critical Delay for the 200% crit chance, the minus fire rate we counteract with Vigilante Fervor, which in combination with Vigilante Supplies gives us 15% chance to enhance crits from our primary weapons, and Vital Sense for the critical damage. I am using a fully maxed out primary Merciless here, yes, but only for the 30% reload speed and 100% ammo maximum, which is why I do keep on killing Wombalists with the Rubico as well, right? Sarpa, this is a very easy build to get. Aura doesn't matter, actually. Stance doesn't matter. I just happen to only have High Noon at the moment, which is okay. Shattering Impact is the one mod we are focusing on. It reduces enemy armor by 6. Important note, that is enemy base armor that it reduces by 6. The Terrorist, the first one, has 125 armor, so be careful, you can very easily strip the complete armor and that will result in a little bit less DPS for you. Brand Reach, just for some range. I don't even know if you probably don't need it that much, but I just like to have it on. Quickening, Gladiator Wise, and Fury just for the attack speed to get the armor strip going fast. Focus, we are using Madurai. We use a mixture of Void Strike and Power Transfer. So Void Strike, you saw that when the shields were basically done in 1 or 2 seconds. That's when I was using Void Strike. It's basically, with the cooldown, every second shield phase you can use it. So the one shield phase where I can't use it, I rely on Power Transfer, which is just 100% more crit damage on your amp for 20 seconds. And also you get 50% casting speed when you go back to your Warframe. Very interesting buff. I definitely want to test a little bit more with this one. Also, Inner Gaze and Eternal Gaze, very useful. As far as Waybounds go, as you see, I have unlocked all right now. But Enduring Tides helps, Rejuvenating Tides helps, Void Flow and Void Siphon are very, very useful indeed. Mind Step and Farsling no longer that needed, but I still very much like to have them. The other two are just for reviving you, so I don't think they are very, very necessary. Void Flow and Void Siphon are probably the most important ones in combination with Enduring Tides. So that's what I would focus on first. Right, all that is about the focus. What else do we need? Well, basically an amp, right? Or else nothing else makes much sense. At the moment, I am using a 777, which is done by combining the Clamora Prism, the Propa Scaffold, and the Certus Brace. Everything all of these parts are gotten from Fortuna. So yeah, it's definitely a massive grind to get a 777 going, but if you can, it's absolutely worth it. As you saw, I'm basically only using the Clamora, the primary fire at the moment. You can hit multiple body parts of the Eidolons with that and get rid of the shield pretty quickly and consistently, which is the main focus for me. If you are just starting out, honestly, getting a 1-2-2 or a 1-2-3 would be enough. 2-2-3, I have used this for a long, long time. The Shrek Prism, Shrekson Scaffold, and Lorien Brace. It's a bit less crit, right? It's more status, so you would switch around arcanes. I also tested out a 2-2-7 just to see how everything goes, but I also had a 6-2-7 to test out, and all in all, I fell back to the 7-7-7. I just really like this the most. Right, I'm using Virtuous Shadow here because on a headshot you get 40% chance for plus 60% crit chance, which is fine. You could go with Virtuous Strike. On a crit, you gain a 20%. You have a 20% chance for 60% crit damage, which is also a huge damage boost, especially if you are using the secondary fire. Probably this one is more suited for you, but you have to test around what you personally do like. You can also, if you're using an earlier amp that has more status, you could use Virtuous Fury on status effect. You have a 20% chance for 30% more damage for 4 seconds. That was the first one I was using. So that is good. For Operator Arcanes, I'm using Magus Repair. I used to run Elevate in here, but with the changes to Transference, I feel like Repair does suit my playstyle better now. So that's why I am using this, and I am using Magus Vigor as well for the 600 base health to our Operator. Just makes it so much more easy to stay alive, right? So that is basically all the gear covered, Except, yep, there's one thing that I nearly forgot, so let's take a quick look at that. I need to invest a couple of Forma, but here is the crit cat that I was using. It is, of course, an Adarsa Kavat with the cat's eye augment, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty much an augment, right? You can only use it on the Adarsa, but yeah, 60% increased crit chance for 10 seconds. I also use Tech Enhance on here for 30% increased duration, which is very, very awesome. Some survivability. There is definitely a need for Forma, right? Medipet kit, just so when the Kavat dies, I have a longer amount of time to react and revive it. Reflect doesn't do anything, basically. Sense Danger can be useful. It can mark you the Wombolists and stuff, so that's why I use this here. And Primed Animal Instinct for loot and enemy radar is always useful, right? So yeah, that's why that is here. Also, you could actually, since the changes to Unairu Wisp, which is why you don't see a fetch on here, you can use fetch if you want to. Probably not a bad idea now since the changes, but yeah, I just stayed on this build for now. Right, so as I was telling you, Trinity, base Trinity without the Forma. Yes, you have to use Physique to get this build going, but there are definitely other options, or at least one Forma, and you can do so much more. With further investment, obviously, you want to have more power strength in addition to the stats we are already boosting, just so Roar gets more of a damage boost. It's only 46.5%, but yes, I have subsumed Roar onto Trinity, just to help me out a little bit, right? But yeah, that is all for the builds. I have a Lex Prime on me because I never changed this one out. It doesn't do anything special, it's just a normal build with some radiation damage to use in the planes. If I ever need to shoot something with Alex, I can do so, but it's definitely not needed. Yeah, so that is it. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you can learn that you don't need to have the most expensive stuff to do this. Obviously, 4 Forma is an investment, I know, but if you invest into any sniper, the Rubico Prime is so good that 4 Forma are well worth it and are well spent. Yeah, that about rounds everything up. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, take care. Bye.